It's Monday morning, it's time to stop yawning cause we are back with some amazing content. Time to open door number 2 on your advent calendar. Here comes a clue. Who is it? It's a bit of a dick. It's Chris Pritchard. Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of the Chris Pritchard Cycling News Show. Loads to get through, none of it news. Let's get straight into it. First up, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that gave me some positive feedback on last week's content sponsor, which was Velo Skin. This week's content sponsor is very exciting. Let me ask you a question. Do you like cycling? Correct answer, well done. Now, the second question. Do you love coffee? You do? Well, then you're going to love the Grand Tour Coffee Company. Grand Tour Coffee Company are the UK's #1 cycling coffee company. Now, Ben, I'm going to pull you up on this one. It's only because I love you. You're the only bloody cycling coffee company. So, of course, you're going to be #1. Anyway, Grand Tour Coffee Company are supplying coffee to some of the best World Tour teams and national federations, and it's the Olympic and World Champions coffee of choice. Right, so let me give you a little backstory to the Grand Tour Coffee Company, and the only reason I'm giving you this backstory is because the man that runs it is I don't have many mentors in life, but I'd definitely say he was a mentor in shaping my life as a soigneur. He taught me everything he knew. He works for one of the top leading World Tour teams as a soigneur. He's been doing it for years, bloody years. But on the side, he's also been developing this coffee. He's been supplying some of the world's best World Tour teams with this coffee as well. And I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't even getting paid to say this, it is legit coffee. It comes in 4 distinct flavours. You can only see 3 up there because I'm currently getting through a bag of roulette. Anyway, enough of all that sponsorship talk. Go and follow the link down in the description. Go and get yourself some coffee. Let me know if you've got some. Let me know if you've had some. And let me know what it was like. But other than that, let's get on with news. Ah, God, this seems to be a weekly occurrence now on the CPCN show. Monday mornings, we always talk about cyclocross. Monday mornings, we always say that Mathieu van der Poel won another race, and today is no different. As you'd expect, Mathieu van der Poel won, but it was a Corindon Circus lockout on that podium. Second place was Tom Mewson, and then in third place was Matt's brother, Big D, David van der Poel. He took third place, and a full-on Corindon Circus domination in the Zilvermeercross in Belgium. And sticking with cyclocross, we're talking about Tom Pidcock. And this story out in Cycling Weekly over the weekend. Tom Pidcock sells off old kit to plant 250 trees as part of a carbon offsetting plan. The story over at Cycling Weekly said that Tom Pidcock has funded the planting of 250 trees through the sale of his old kit as a British rider looks to offset the large carbon footprint that professional bike racing necessitates. Which in my eyes is a pretty amazing thing, and hopefully more and more professional cyclists will do this. Maybe they do, but they just haven't discussed it. But when you think about how much travelling a professional cyclist does, how many miles they do in a bus, how many miles they do in a car, how many miles they do on an aeroplane when they're travelling to races, how many cars are in the convoy at a race as well. Makes you think that the carbon footprint for what is essentially a zero emission sport must put out a lot of emissions when you really think about it. So it's a pretty cool thing for him to have done, and he's done that by selling off his old kit. However, he isn't planting the trees himself. He's forced his mum and his girlfriend to do it. He's not forced them to do it. They're doing it because he don't want to get injured. Hey, listen, I'm just kidding. Like, the last thing you want to do is be planting trees, smash your back to pieces and not be able to actually compete in your job and earn money. Kind of defeats the object of doing it all. All right, and sticking with Tom Pidcock for one more moment, and I want your views on this, so make sure you leave your comments down below on your thoughts on this one. Last week, as we reported that Ethan Hayter had just signed for Team Ineos, Winston Cat left down in the chat quite a controversial comment. I don't know. Let's discuss it now. So Winston Cat said, controversial one here. As Ethan Hayter's star rises, no one is really following what's happening to the career of Tom Pidcock. It really doesn't look too good at all at the moment. I think he's got way off track. I hope I'm wrong, and maybe he'll prove me completely wrong in this very cross season. But another season at elite level? Mathieu van der Poel has been doing his own thing as a Conti pro for years. Anyway, genuinely hope I'm wrong on that, but beginning to worry. So what's your thoughts on that? You know, we saw Tom Pidcock finish 3rd in the World Championship road race at the end of this season. He's obviously set his own team up in the form of Trinity to do the cyclocross season. He was riding for Wiggins. They've gone kaput now. What's he going to be doing next year on the road? And what about the crash that he had at the Tour de l'Avenir? He wiped out big time. That was a fast crash. And yes, he might not be fully fit from it, but what has that done to him psychologically? Has he lost a bit of his edge? Has he lost a bit of his confidence? Or is it just that we're expecting so much from him because his star was so bright when he first came onto the scene and he was winning everything? Don't forget, he's still under 23 world cyclocross champion. Are we reading too much into it? Has Tom Pidcock still got a bright future? Has he kind of sparked already? Is he just going to peter out? I sincerely hope not. And I'm sure he believes himself that he's only going to get stronger and stronger. But what do you think? Tom Pidcock, still a rising star? Or have we already seen the best of him? Leave your comments down below. Next up, and track cycling. Now, I don't know if you were aware of this. I certainly wasn't. But there was another round of the UCI Track World Cup season over in Hong Kong. And there was a little bit of success for Team GB. Jason Kenny claimed a silver medal in the Kieran. Mark Stewart and Fred Wright won a bronze in the Madison, which, when you think about it, compared to the last World Cups that they've been at, it's a bit poor, but then you realise that they only sent out 4 riders, and the only rider from GB not to medal was Sophie Capewell in the sprint events for the women. Hong Kong UCI World Cup, not one for the Europeans. Next up, and I feel like we're going to have a bit of a debate about this, a bit of a discussion, so feel free to get involved down in the chat below, but a question for you. Should helmets be compulsory in hill climbs and time trials? So over here in the UK, the national governing body for time trials is a CTT, and under their rules currently, if you're under the age of 18, it is mandatory to wear a helmet for both hill climbs and for time trials. But a new ruling from the CTT might make helmets compulsory for all competitors. So a proposed amendment put forward by CTT's Scotland District Council, which aims to enhance competitor safety, would remove the words under the age of 18 years and or juniors, as well as the words or parent or guardian if the rider is aged under 18 years of age. The effect would extend to all riders competing in events sanctioned by the governing body. However, there have been suggestions on social media that other districts might be mandated by their memberships to introduce a further amendment specifically excluding hill climbs from the scope of the regulations other than for under 18s or junior riders. For the amendment to pass, it would need to have the support of at least 2/3 of the delegates at the National Council's meeting, which takes place in Daventry, Northamptonshire this weekend. I dare say there isn't probably one person who rides a time trial on a busy road, even quiet roads. There won't be a person. In fact, let me know, have you ever seen a person ride a time trial without a helmet? And we're not talking about the 80s and the 90s, we're talking about this day and age. Surely that doesn't happen anymore. I feel that they're putting this in just to cover their backs, just in case anybody decided to turn up and ride without a helmet, but surely nobody rides a time trial. Now, hill climbs are a different kettle of fish. Hill climbs are a race against the clock, normally, a lot of the time, on closed roads. Speeds are often a lot slow because you're going uphill working against gravity. Roads are normally closed, and the chances of falling off are a lot less compared to a normal time trial or a road event. Back in 2014, I took part in the Monsell Hill Climb. It's on a closed road, it's 600 meters. And when I took to the start line, I thought, what's the point in wearing a helmet? There's very little chance of me actually crashing up here. And if I do, it's going to be a very slow crash because I'm going very bloody slow. So I took the decision not to wear a helmet. I was actually photographed not wearing a helmet. I mean, my hair looked a mess, so probably this is why people started complaining. But when I posted it on Instagram, people were saying, why aren't you wearing a helmet? Why would you be riding on the roads without a helmet? Clearly you can see the crowds beside me. You could realise it was a hill climb, and in the description I even said it's a bloody hill climb. No need to wear a helmet, but people were mad. I mean, it was my choice. I chose not to wear a helmet. So let me know down in the comments below. I think we're all on the same page when it comes to time trials. Everybody should be always wearing a helmet, and maybe they need to change that mandate to say, if you're doing a time trial, and it's not classed as a hill climb, you need to be wearing a helmet. It's compulsory for everybody to wear a helmet. I dare say nobody isn't wearing a helmet, but when it comes to hill climbs, should riders be made to wear a helmet? Or do you think it should be down to the rider's preference as to whether they want to wear a helmet? Leave your comments down below. All right, and the last news story is Julian Alaphilippe has been awarded the 2019 Velo d'Or prize, which I presume is like the Ballon d'Or, which is the football version of this. that Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi just swap between them every year. Alejandro Valverde took the title back in 2018 after winning the world title in Innsbruck, but this year it was all about Alaphilippe. He scored 74 of the votes, and the best placed woman was 5th, and that was Annemiek van Vleuten with 21 votes. And if you were to ask me who my rider of the year was, well, you'll have to wait till the Chris Pritchard Cycling News Awards come in next week, won't you? But I think Julian Alaphilippe thoroughly deserves any award that he receives this year. He has kept everybody entertained, regardless of nationality, regardless of your preference of racing season, whether that's the Classics, the Grand Tours, whatever it is. He has been there at the front, smashing it to pieces, putting his heart on the line, and yeah, he deserves all the accolades he can get this year. Leave your comments down below. Alaphilippe, should he have won it? Should Annemiek van Vleuten have won it? Or should somebody else have won it? Let me know down below. I've got some amazing, exciting content planned over the next couple of weeks, so you're going to want to stay tuned. You're going to want to hit that notification button. You're going to want to hit that what? I don't know. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to hit that like button. If you've hated this video for whatever reason, leave your comments down below, let me know, and hit that dislike button. Until tomorrow, when I won't be bringing a video, but I might be live streaming, take it easy, take care, God bless, bloody love you all.